Do you have questions concerning planning a Disney trip? Ask them live on the show or submit them on our website at patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Matt with the DPI podcast. Probably a short show tonight. Doesn't look like we're going to have Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, which isn't a huge deal. We knew he was going to be at Walt Disney World today, so wasn't necessarily expecting him to jump on, but we talked about it a little bit. But yeah, we're going to talk about some news, and that's probably going to be about it. So 15-20 minute show, and that's probably going to be everything that happens today. So I will see you guys here in about a minute and 45 seconds. Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. Through creative content and live shows, we explain the hidden details of the Disney experience so that our clients can execute memorable adventures. Together with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, we have helped hundreds of clients plan, book, and prepare for magical Disney vacations. Let our experience help you avoid common planning mistakes and maximize the enjoyment on your next Disney trip. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Matt with the DPI podcast. It is the first week of April, so yesterday was April Fool's. Today, April 2nd, we start Earth Month this month. And Disney's got a lot going on when it comes to that kind of initiative. So I'm going to get in a little bit tighter here, just because the picture's a little bit better here. My arm isn't long enough to hit the thing. So we've got a lot going on with Disney. We're going to talk a little bit about D23 and the debacle that was their ticket release, which it always tends to be, but I think we get in this, hey, we're surprised that Disney had a problem with a ticket release and I don't know. I figured there'd be an issue. There was an issue. It didn't surprise me one bit, and it surprised a whole lot of people. So, before we get too far into the show, new subscribers, Jill B, thanks for subscribing to the podcast. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. I need to shorten this up just a hair. Disneyland, Disney World. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for subscribing over on YouTube. Glad to have you on board. Let us know if you have any questions. And Nevin Chan, welcome to the channel. These are all of our subscribers here in the last about 10 days or so. So thank you guys all for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Definitely want to keep boosting that up as much as possible. We're on a mission to get to 500 by the end of the year. We're at 417 right now. So I want to thank you guys all very, very much for letting us be part of your Disney experience. So let's see what that goes. Hey, that worked out really well. Okay, so we're about 5 minutes in. No Peter, so I'm going to go ahead and say he's probably not jumping on today. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the news, and we can kind of go from there. Give myself 15 minutes here. All right, so the news. We're going to get all of our subscribers again. Let's see, can I do this? Go. I want to go back this way just a Yeah, that looks better. Okay. There we go. Perfect. We've got Disney settling with Central Florida Tourism District. And they put together a whole video and all kinds of stuff with it. If you want to check it out, we are going to go ahead and read through it here and kind of next week we'll get into some of the nuts and bolts, as it says, but it was kind of interesting in the news conference that Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, had. He really hinted at a fifth gate at Walt Disney World. So, interested to see where that goes. That's been our speculation. That's our speculation going into D23. We are going to do a show probably a couple weeks before D23 on what we're hearing and where we think the big announcements are going to come from. And right now we've got a lot of information pointing at fifth gate. So really interested to see kind of what goes on there. But like I said, they had this. You called me a name, so we're gonna call you a name, and then we're gonna sue you because you sued it. It's just one of those lawsuits, and we'll see. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to read through it yet, but we'll read through it. We'll get the nitty gritty on it for you guys, and we'll let you know. With that being said, it's good that that's not something anymore. It's just one of those things that just kind of, it was a negative shadow on both Florida and the parks for a while, and it just let Universal just kind of rise to the forefront and kind of gain some traction with Epic Universe and everything that they've got going on there. So I think both parties are going to be glad that this is in the rear view, and hopefully we get some new news here relatively soon as it pertains to Disney World. We're waiting on a few announcements on timelines right now. Big one is Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but you got the Country Bears refresh going on as well that I think there is some interest there as well. I'll just put it that way. So hoping to get some news on both of those here in the near future. Talking about Tiana's Bayou Adventure, last week Disney shared details, and this week Disney shared a poster that kind of outlined some of the musical critters that are going to be part of your journey into the Bayou. And you're going to get a Bo, Apollo, and Rufus plushies as well. So it's Bahalia the beaver, Gritty the rabbit, Bo the possum, Apollo the raccoon, Rufus the turtle, and Timoleon the otter are your critter cast. And we're going to have basically the same experience, I would imagine. It's going to be upgraded a little bit, and it's just going to be a different story. It's still going to be the Splash Mountain ride that everybody knows. They're not changing anything on the track. They may be changing up the timing right now, but that's about it. That's all you got to worry about. D23. So D23 sold out. I don't think anybody's surprised D23 sold out because everyone is expecting this to be huge. D23 is going to be in early August out in Anaheim at the Anaheim Convention Center and also at the Toyota Center where the Mighty Ducks play. And it's sold out. So everything from the single day passes for just the convention center to the close to $3,000 floor level 3-day tickets that included everything at the Toyota Center. Okay. Sold out the last day they went on sale. So it did get to a general public release, and that's the day it sold out. So the first release was the D23 Gold release. It was a miserable failure. A ton of people didn't get tickets. There were people that were in the queue for 3 to 4 hours, and then they got to the point where they could buy tickets, and it wouldn't let them complete the sale. A lot of things were going on. just the second day was Disney Visa card holders. That seemed to go well. They sold out of the allotment of tickets for the Disney Visa Gold members, or Disney Visa card members. The third day was the general public release, and that's when everything sold out. So, pretty crazy 3 days. Not that we were surprised. D23 this year is going to be something to watch. We're definitely going to live stream, follow along, live tweet. We're going to do something. It's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern time when it starts. So it's going to turn into a relatively long night because the parks panel at World in an uneventful parks panel went like 4 hours. I feel like this is going to do that and more. So we're looking at probably 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. Eastern time when it's all said and done. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. Hopefully we have Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel with us, and we can have some good conversation back and forth, kind of do it like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style or something like that. I might come up with a cool screen to where it looks nice and everything like that, to where it makes sense for us. But yeah, we're gonna do that, and we will we'll give you guys details as we get closer. You know, we're about it's April now. We're 4 months away from D23, so not a lot of time at all before D23 gets here. So stay tuned. We'll have some more details on that. Let's keep going. We're gonna talk about It's a Small World with Groot, featuring characters from Marvel Studios, is coming to Tokyo Disney Resort in winter of 2025. The layover is expected to stick around for at least 6 months. This marks the first appearance for Marvel characters at Tokyo Disney Resort. So they are going to infuse, like Disneyland and Disneyland Paris have infused some of the classic animation characters. Tokyo is going to infuse some of the Marvel characters into their Small World exhibit, display, ride, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be fun. 2025 lasts for 6 months, so probably through like spring-ish of 2026, and we'll see how it goes. I think they're really trying to find ideas at some of these other parks. We're going to see some of those ideas come to a fruition in the American parks. One big thing I think of with this model is the drone show that's coming to Disney Springs this summer is going to be put on by the same company that did the drone show at Disneyland Paris for the 30th. So, yeah, Dronezio, I think, is the name of the company. New dishes coming to Mama Melrose Ristorante Italiano. They actually did a preview of the dishes today. We're getting some feedback on these dishes already. But yeah, some new dishes coming to Mama Melrose over at Hollywood Studios. It is one of our favorites over there, and a great place if you're looking at that Fantasmic dining package to go and get a good hearty meal and get ready and have some good tickets for Fantasmic. So some of the new dishes: rigatoni bolognese, a braised pork ossobuco, fried mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce and lemon aioli, and a goat cheese mousse tart topped with honeycomb and edible flour, served with blackberries and cassis compote. Fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp, and mushroom artichoke, cheese dip, goat cheese, tomatoes, and toasted crostini. So, yeah, lots of new dishes. Like I said, big fan of Mama Melrose. Really good food there. Kind of tucked back in that Grand Avenue Muppets area. in the back of the park between like Star Tours and the entrance to Galaxy's Edge. So, yeah, really, really good food there. On the Lorcana side, Disney Lorcana released the English version of Comprehensive Rules on the 27th, so last week. So this is something that the playing community has kind of been begging for now that we're kind of on the eve of like store tournaments and regional tournaments and that kind of stuff. So you can go over to the Disney Lorcana Twitter page and you can find it there. Let's see what this bad boy looks like. Tournament rules, deck registrations. Let's see what this, how big of a file this is. It is a PDF. It is opening. It is, how many pages are you? Oh God. I guess that's not near as bad as I thought. It's 26 pages. So that is not terrible when it comes to a comprehensive rule book. But you, like I said, you can check that out over at the Disney Lorcana Twitter page. Disney officially announces the addition of 90 buses and all new themed wraps. We were talking about this, what, a couple of months ago now, that Disney was adding some buses and they were kind of changing the way that the ECV and power wheelchair setup was within the buses. So it looks like they are starting to show up around the parks with new wraps and this new setup. So definitely check that out. Another thing that they probably didn't necessarily need to upgrade, but they're upgrading anyway to say, hey, look what we did. Roundup Rodeo Barbecue rolls out discounts. This is going to be for your annual pass holders and your DVC members. 10% off on both of those for Rodeo Roundup Barbecue over at Hollywood Studios in the Toy Story section. And like I said, Disney revealed the Tiana's Bayou attraction poster that will appear at Walt Disney World. It features Tiana and other characters that will appear in the as audio animatronics figurines throughout the ride. And that's about it for the news, honestly. See if there's anything crazy here. Disneyland Resort is planning to replace the pure gas engines used on Autopia cars in the next few years. Disneyland officials confirmed to the LA Times, which is great because that means my daughter can't stall the car on our ride. We'll release the ride video for that soon. It's pretty hysterical. We get to the end. We pause a little bit. It's chilly in the morning. She kills the car, chokes out on her. Disneyland told the LA Times that they have plans to electrify the attraction, but it's unclear if the plan is to use electric-only vehicles or a hybrid option. Depends on how much electricity California's going to let them use. Forces of Nature debuts at Epcot. I guess this is newsworthy. So Disney decided they wanted to put a mediocre show over in the World Nature area, and you got Forces of Nature. It is an acrobatic show around a globe structure. A lot of people are comparing it to Kite Tales right now. Hopefully it's better than that. Hopefully Peter gets some content on it so we can check it out and I can get his input on what it was in person. Let's see, D23, D23, D23. Construction walls up at The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Undersea Adventure at Disneyland California Adventure Park. While crews work on new Lightning Lane infrastructure, this is something that's been coming, and they're just working on putting that Lightning Lane area in now. Disney Cruise Line shared new photos of the Disney Treasure being set afloat for the first time a few weeks ago. The Treasure was moved to a new location for the next phase of its construction and to make room at Meyer Wharf Shipyard for the Disney Destiny. Treasure is set to debut December of this year. Destiny is set to be delivered in the second half of 2025. The Adventure will be positioned in Singapore and is set to enter into service in 2025 as well. Yeah, on the non-Disney side, if you're following the Epic Universe stuff, Universal released details on the How to Train Your Dragon section last week. It's really cool. I know this is a Disney podcast, but that release was really cool. It's going to be pretty awesome. So we'll probably end up there as well. D23, D23, D23. Yeah. Most of this was last week was all D23, and just kind of the follies and people just kind of venting on their experiences trying to get tickets for the event. All right. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing. I've got no Peter tonight with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the show short this week. And we'll come back next week with an all-new show with Peter from Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, a top 3, and we'll either talk some Lorcana or do another deep dive. We're getting into the deep dives. Pretty hot and heavy right now. It's a lot of fun doing that stuff. So who knows? We'll figure it out at some point. So thank you guys all for watching. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, hit us up in the chat over in the comment section or over on Facebook or Twitter. You guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Hey, it was just me tonight. No Peter, no Brian, no Stevie, no nobody. It was just me and the news. So nice, short, sweet show, and we will get back at it next week. On social media, you can find us in a lot of different places. The easiest is going to be over on Facebook at DPI Podcast for the show page, at PATM Disney Travel for the travel site. If you're looking for us on Twitter, it is at Disney Insights on Twitter. It's at Princesses and the Mouse on Instagram, and the Disney Planning Insights Podcast on YouTube. Thank you guys all for watching, listening, liking, sharing, subscribing, everything that you do to support the show. We appreciate you, and we will talk to you next week.